submissions by Zimbabwean retired generals and senior civil servants who are ex-combatants. Sarabina mashoko amdanyoka vanapa the full statement yonyoregwa aiwa the clerk of the parliament not subscribe or like on the bell icon. Tipina tidive mariri muri Zimbabwe. This later amdanyoka ichinzi. We must first begin with the revolutionary salutations on the proposed constitutional amendments number 3 Bill HB 126 and the sanctity of the people's will. We are responding in terms of section 328 number 4 of the Constitution of Zimbabwe, which reads in part 3. Parliament must invite members of the public to express their views on the proposed bill in public meetings and through written submissions, it must convene meetings and provide facilities to enable the public to do so. This is the response to calls by Clerk of Parliament for submissions, as we now do in writing. We write to you today, not as rebels, not as dissenters, and not as enemies of the party to which we have given our entire lives. We speak as men who were present when the nation was being born in blood and fire, men who commanded comrades to their deaths with a solemn promise that the people of Zimbabwe would one day govern themselves. It is now clear that promise is now under threat. We have in the recent past restrained ourselves and we cannot remain silent. We take the opportunity now through our submissions. Let history be a witness to what we endured. We shall not be labor Zimbabweans with accounts of war they are well acquainted with, a war they lived through, a war against Smith and his regime our children have been told of on many occasions. Thus it began. Number 1. In 1977, it was Gorere Msangano, the year of the people see party ZANU. Number 2. In 1978, Gorere Vano, the year of the people. And in 1979 was the year the party moved towards the new dawn of an independent Zimbabwe. In the year 1980, Gorere Masimba Evano, the year of the power of the people. These were not mere slogans and programs, they were the covenant we made with every Zimbabwean living and dead, that sovereignty would rest with masses, not with the privileged few. We reminded those with short memories, some of whom sit in parliament today as members of the ZANU-PF. In the earliest days of our party, there was no president. After the removal of the late Reverend Tawaningistole, power was held collectively by the people and their representatives. It was not until 1985 at a Congress convened at Borodale Racecourse in Harare that a party president was formally elected in the people of the late President Robert Mugabe, who until then was Secretary General. It was the people who voted for the president of ZANU-PF, and the position of First Secretary was established separately from that of Secretary General. Do pachasvika panguva ino muri Zimbabwe. We are going to continue with this same document in the next video. Tinokuti subscribe or like out on the